Okay, welcome to Impact Academy. Let us today start with geography. Let us continue from where we have left. This is- So, disaster management we have completed till 40, right? The last session we completed till 40. So, let us continue from the 41. And just before that, uh, just let's have a look at the some of the major stampedes in India. We were looking at disaster management. So, these are what's say man-made. Okay, Hindu Pilgrim Stamp in Maharashtra 2005. Okay, train station, North India, Himachal Pradesh, Chamunda Devi, all these things. Just pause the video and take a look. Not very important. Not that you have to remember everything. So for us, from what you say APPSC point of view, you can remember this. 2015 Pushkaram Festival in Rajahmundry. There was a stampede. Other than that, no need. And in general, these are a little bit important. The Bengal famine of 1737, that is very important. Okay, and the 1864, the cyclone, that is important, and the earthquake in 1618 long back, and the great. Yes. Okay, so the great famine. Okay, so we have one in what is it 1737 Bengal earthquake, that is there, and the great famine in 1876-78 in southern India, and 1882 cyclone, and 1896 one famine, 1934 earthquake, and what is this? Bola cyclone 1970, again 1972, 87 droughts. So whatever you can remember, these are what you say standard things to be remembered. More recently, if you say this Gujarat Bhuj earthquake 2001, and what you can say tsunami 2004, I am sure everyone is aware of tsunami. And in 2014 we had hudud, okay, in Andhra Pradesh and Odisha hudud. And recently there are what you say many cyclones, etc. So you can make a list of recent cyclones. So these are some of the standard what you say disasters. So one question may be asked, okay, based on these standard disasters. Now, okay, fine. So let us continue from here. As a tsunami approaches shallow water, which of the following set of transformations occur? Okay, so wavelength decreases and waiver period stays the same. Wave height increases. Wave height increases. Obviously, it is common sense, and wavelength decreases. Yes. So obviously wave height will increase and the wavelength will decrease and waiver period stays the same. Just try to remember those things. Which is the most dangerous location for a tsunami hazard? A small boat in the deep ocean. Okay, obviously with common sense you can say. All other things you can see, no, but okay, fine. Not sure if such questions can be asked these days. I don't think they will ask. Anyway, fine. Let us complete whatever is there. And one or two questions, we can see. We are looking at the subject as a whole. So for all these questions, we may get one question. So don't focus on one particular question, or if you're not able to remember anything, that is fine. Okay, read as a whole. Okay, read it on a superficial level. Dams are designed to reduce flooding by providing storage for flood water. Okay, so we all know what is dam and everything, and from that point of view, we need to look at the Dam Safety Act. Okay, so Dam Safety Act of 2001 is very important. So it will have a dedicated officer who will look after, and he will be held responsible to bring uniformness across maintenance of all dams across India. Okay, all these things, dam safety rules, all this is very important. Okay, Dam Safety Act of 2021 to bring about the uniform form of surveillance, inspection, maintenance across all dams in India. And frequent dams which are there, what you say, Mettur Dam. Mettur Dam is there, right? Frequently in news. Mettur Dam in Tamil Nadu, and between Tamil Nadu and Kerala, there is a dispute regarding Mettur Dam. It is on river Kaveri, etc. So like that. So dams are designed to reduce flooding by providing storage for flood water. Fine. Other things you can see not very prominent. Anyway, 44. Which one of the following is not recommended during lightning or thunderstorm? So, taking shelter in a bus or car is fine because the lightning won't come inside, it will go directly into the ground. In a forest, seek shelter in a low area under a thick growth of small trees, fine. And get away from tractors and other metal equipment because they will attract the lightning. Taking shelter under an isolated tree is not advisable because the tree, we can see frequently in news like trees get hit by lightning. So it is not advisable. So a flash flood is a flood that occurs suddenly and unexpectedly and for a short duration. That is why it is called a flash flood. And there are many cases, people go and, they go to hill stations, they stand in the waterfall, etc. And suddenly there is a flood. Suddenly there is a wave of water and they get drowned. We have seen many videos like that in the past. Anyway, so urbanization usually results in an increase in flood frequency. Obviously, because less water is able to infiltrate into the ground. So instead is discharged rapidly into streams because we have concrete roads, buildings and everything. So if it is an open area, all the water will go into the ground. Because of human settlements, the water will not be able to infiltrate into the ground and instead will flow into the streams. So there is a increase in frequency of floods due to urbanization. Try to remember that. So when forests are cut or burned down, obviously there won't be any obstruction. So water can flow away very quickly and cause mudslides. So rest of the options also you can see. Nutrients are washed deep into the soil, not like that. They will be leached away. Water stands in fields and cannot flow away. Rainfall can get into the ground more quickly. All that is fine. Water will flow. It will flow away very quickly and can cause mudslides. Remember that. So in Tripura, which nodal agency plays crucial role in organizing community capacity building programs and conducting mock drills at state, district and block levels? Basically, we have seen National Disaster Management Authority, okay, NDMA. On top of that, we have seen State Disaster Management Authority, SDMA. And here is talking about National Disaster Response Force. So in Tripura, which nodal agency plays crucial role in organizing community capacity building, conducting mock drills? So let us see what is the Disaster Management Authority of Tripura. Disaster Management Authority of Tripura. So there is a Tripura Disaster Management Authority. Revenue Department is the nodal department for disaster management, etc. All that is fine. Which authority is involved in disaster management? For national level, NDMA. It is headed by Prime Minister. Even that is important. So Tripura Disaster Management Authority is there. So I would say in Tripura, he's asking about that particular state. So there is a Tripura Disaster Management Authority, which is the nodal agency. So I would say the answer would be Tripura Disaster Management Authority, not National Disaster Response Force. Okay, fine. Let us see. So Indian Meteorological Department declared super cyclone. Okay, when the wind blows at a speed of more than 220 kilometers. Standardly, if you read a newspaper regularly, you will come across this 220 kilometers per hour. If it is more than 220 kilometers per hour, it is called super cyclone. Example, Hudud in 2014, it crossed 220. So keep that in mind, 220 kilometers per hour. Volcanoes, which are currently inactive, but there is a possibility that it can erupt again, is called dormant volcano. If it is active volcano, it will be going on regularly, like we see examples of Mount Krakatoa, okay, etc. There are several famous volcanic mountains, okay, Mount Etna, Mount Vesuvius. All these things are very important in general point of view, geography. Mount Etna, okay, is in Italy. Mount Etna is in Italy. Mount Vesuvius. Mount Vesuvius is in also Italy. Italy. It's a dormant volcano. Okay, remember all these things. Mount Vesuvius and also Krakatoa. It is in news recently. It is in Indonesia. Okay, it's also a volcanic mountain, Krakatoa. And in India, there is only one active volcano, that is Barren Island. It is in Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, Barren Island is the only active volcano in India. Very, very important. It's located in the Andaman Sea, only confirmed active volcano in the Indian subcontinent. So that is dormant means for the time being it is silent, but it may become active again. Extinct is it will not become active again. An extreme natural phenomena capable of causing disaster leading to loss of lives. Okay, so capable of causing disaster, that is natural hazard. Okay, disaster is when it happens. Okay, if it can happen, then it is a natural hazard. If it has happened or it is happening, then that is a disaster. Disaster, sorry, disaster. And if it can happen, then it is natural hazard. For example, if you are working in a chemical factory, then blasting of the tank and spilling of the chemical is a natural hazard. And if it actually happens, then it becomes a disaster. So, he's talking about hazard assessment. Is the process of identifying the probability of occurrence of the natural hazard of a given intensity at a specific location based on analysis of natural processes and site conditions, etc. Basically doing the analysis and identifying. So it capable of happening. That is hazard assessment. The type and degree of flooding is influenced by many factors such as climatological, hydrological and environmental, local geomorphology of the floodplain. So all those are options. Climate, as we can see, it is. I mean, there's a lot of rain, lot of water. Then there is a chance of flooding. Hydrological and environmental conditions. If there is what you say surplus water in the subsoil also, and more water is not getting what you say seeping is not happening, etc. And so hydrological and environmental conditions and local geomorphology also of the floodplain. All these are important factors which will determine the type and degree of flooding. So we have already seen P waves and S waves. Okay, P waves do not travel through liquid. S waves can travel through liquid and solid, right? Let us see P waves and S waves. P waves can travel through everything, while S waves travel only through solids. So remember that S means only solid. P waves can travel through everything. P waves can travel through anything, but S waves can only travel through solid. That is important. So what is asking? An enormous amount of energy is released during an earthquake as seismic waves, which are of okay. When an earthquake is there, you have what is that uh, earthquake? That is what is called seismic point. Seismic, seismic. Fine, no problem. Let us see. So basically, earthquake causes all these kind of waves. Okay, primary waves, P waves, and secondary or transverse waves, S waves, which travel only through solid, and the long waves or surface waves. And usually, a question will be asked: which of these waves cause most destruction? Okay, I think L waves. L waves cause the most destruction. That is also standardly asked question. L waves cause most damage. Okay, of the two types of surface waves, L waves are the most destructive. They can literally move the ground beneath a building faster than the building itself can respond, etc. So basically, remember that the surface waves, L waves, they cause the most damage. That is a very standardly asked question also. So mitigation of earthquakes, we have seen, is given special consideration in order to mitigate earthquake like disaster is given also to protect heritage buildings, buildings of cultural and historical importance, suppose our temples, Taj Mahal, etc., scientific and technological laboratories. So all these things should be given extra protection because they are the important assets of the country. So which zone is considered the highest vulnerability zone of the seismic zonation map of India? So we have seen that seismic zones, right? Okay, so this is the seismic zones which we have seen. You can see zone 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, zone 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see 5 is mostly in northeastern region and some parts of Gujarat and the some parts of Himalayan region. Okay, and exclusively if you look at Andhra, only the coastal belt is having zone 3. Okay, and the Rayalaseema region and the north coastal region is having zone 2. So that question is also frequently asked. In Andhra Pradesh, what are the earthquake zones? Zone 2 and zone 3. Where is zone 3? In the coastal belt, southern coastal belt. Where is zone 2? In Rayalaseema region and what is it? Northern north coastal region, northern circus. So Andhra Pradesh is not prone to what do you say earthquakes. And in general, zone 5 is the highest. Okay, least active is zone 2. There is no zone 1. Okay, least active, moderate, high, and highest. You can see here zone 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is what is asking zone 5. Which volcanic belt is commonly called ring of fire? I've already told you many times. The Pacific ring of fire, the Pacific Ocean, we've seen multiple times, is the circum-Pacific belt is called the Pacific ring of fire. Fine. So flash flood we've already seen occur suddenly, unexpectedly for a short duration. When a river water level reaches 10 meters, this means the water level is 10 meters above mean sea level or an arbitrary zero level. So you often see there are the small, what do you say, bridges over the river, especially in dams. Okay, there you will have some, what do you say, right, at 1 meter, 5 meter, 10 meters. So it shows the water level. So what it means that it is 10 meters above the mean sea level or an arbitrary zero level, whatever they've decided. From that level, that much level, the water has risen. So based on that, you can calculate how much water is there in the dam. So La Nina and El Nino, we've seen multiple times. Just let me quickly show. Let me quickly show El Nino. So under normal circumstances, what happens? So under normal circumstances, you should have uh, warm region here. Okay, see this is the Pacific Ocean, South America, the Peru coast, and North America. This is Australia, and here India will be there. So whatever happens in Australia, similar thing happens in India also. So that is why this El Nino is important for us. So where there is temperature, what is a high temperature, and here it is the cold current, so it is low temperature. So obviously there is going to be transfer of what you say. See where there is high temperature, the pressure is going to be low. Okay, pressure is inversely proportional to temperature. So similarly, here there is low temperature. So the pressure is going to be high. So wind flows from high pressure to low pressure. So winds will flow from here to here. Okay, under normal circumstances. So obviously when wind flows from this direction, it picks up moisture and brings rain to this part. That is the normal air. So when El Nino, what happens is in the Peruvian coast of South America, the temperatures will rise once in a while, once in a couple of years. Okay, so whenever it happens, the temperature here will increase. Obviously, the pressure will reduce, and here the pressure will be more than this. So winds will start reversing the direction. Okay, so instead of wind going from South America to Australia, it will reverse the direction and go from Australia to South America. So it will obviously take away the rain to South America. So there will be surplus of rain here and deficit in India. So that is El Nino. El Nino will be frequently in news, and frequently we will have droughts, right? Surplus rainfall will be very rare, and frequently we will have droughts. So this year and last year, I think we had a good rainfall. So La Nina effect was there. So anyway, this is the normal year. This is called the southern oscillation. So whenever the temperature of the waters in Peruvian coast increases, El Nino is created, where we will have drought-like conditions in Australia and India. So La Nina is just reverse of this. La Nina, what will happen? This what you say, the pressure here will reduce and the pressure here will increase more. So normally what is happening, that will happen with a more intensity. So obviously there is going to be high pressure here and low pressure here. So more amount of rain will, I mean more wind will travel with more velocity and it will pick up more air, and there will be more rain in the Australia and India region, that is La Nina. So remember all these things. Southern oscillation is a normal thing. El Nino, there is going to be drought in India. La Nina, there is going to be surplus. So which of the following is associated with La Nina? So La Nina means there is going to be surplus. There is an increased chance of above average rainfall in eastern Australia and obviously India also. So remember, Pacific Ocean is in the center and America is on the right side and India and Australia are on the left side. Okay. Which of the following is an environmental consequence of floods? Dispersal of weed species, obviously. Erosion of soil also, the water will take away the soil. Release of pollutants into waterways. So all the above are consequences of floods. Yes. So let us continue. All of the above. Fine. So which of the following is used to estimate which areas will be inundated during a flood based on river height information? So which of the following will be used to estimate which areas will be inundated during a flood? So flood maps, floodplain, hydraulic models, okay, all this is fine. I mean, these days, satellite is also being used, and the river gauging stations are also frequently used. So I would say he did not say best option or anything. So he generally asked which of the following is used to estimate which areas will be inundated during the flood. So I would say all the above is the better option. Okay, don't go with this answer. All the above is the better option because these days satellite imagery is being used especially for disaster management, and all these things are what you say relevant. So go with all of the above. So volcanoes are generally found where tectonic plates pull apart or are coming together. So we've already seen divergent plate boundary, convergent, and faulting, all that stuff. So obviously tectonic plate. We've seen tectonic plate theory. Volcanoes are generally found where there is a what you say coming together or falling apart of two tectonic plates. So consider the following statements regarding the National Disaster Management Authority. So we've already seen it is a statutory body because it is based on an act to lay down policies for disaster management. It is headed by Home Minister. Let us see that. It is responsible for the framing policies, laying down guidelines, best practices. Okay, C is correct. It is headed by Prime Minister of India. Actually, we have seen some time back, if you remember. Okay, National Disaster Management Authority is headed by the Prime Minister of India. So that is why A and C is the answer. Remember, it is very important. So which of the following is the indicators used by IFPRA to complete the Global Hunger Index report? So undernourishment, child stunting, child mortality. So all these are important. Let us see what is IFPRI. IFPRI. So International Food Policy Research Institute. Okay, IFPRI, International Research Institute, 1975. That is also look headquarters. See, headquarters is usually given Washington. Okay, and it is giving the Global Hunger Index. Okay, headquarters is Washington. Okay, IFPRI Global Hunger Index. Global Hunger Index is a is a tool designed to comprehensively measure and track hunger at the global, regional, and country level. Okay, the International Food Policy Research Institute calculates the GHI scores. So all these are important. Okay, who gives the global hunger index and also um, global fine. Let's see. We'll see the indexes at one time. So it is using undernourishment, child stunting, child mortality. Child stunting is not growing enough height. Okay, child wasting. Child wasting means not being what you say as the right weight as per the age. Whatever weight needs to be there. If you are less than that, it is called wasting. Child wasting. If your height is less than whatever the average height as per your age, that is called child stunting. So which of the following is our features usually associated with the PPP model of investment? So basically public-private model of investment, cost and time overrun. Okay. Basically whatever, for example, you see initially we will put 10,000 crores, but any project you see and over a period of time it gets overrun and it keeps increasing. It becomes 50,000 crore, it becomes 1 lakh crore, etc. Similarly, time also. Okay, you can see in our Polavaram project also, they will say it will be completed here and there every time the year gets what you say extended. So complex legal arrangements because public is involved. Wherever government is involved, there is always going to be complex legal arrangements because of public money. More public resources for investment in sectors where private investment may be shy to enter. So, for example, if we are doing something to rural areas, providing some facilities to say some transport facility in the rural area or banking facility in rural area, private sector may not be interested because there is not much profit. So, in such cases, government will take over and it will go along in a PPP model of investment. So, the Universal Declaration of River Rights includes the right to flow, perform essential functions within ecosystems, and be free from pollution, among others. Okay, that it makes sense. The Constitution of India imposes a duty on every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment, including rivers. Yes, in the fundamental duties 51A, you can see that it is the responsibility of every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment. Okay, Article 51A. There are 11 fundamental duties. And the Punjab and Haryana High Court in 2020 declared Sukna Lake in Chandigarh city as a legal entity with rights equivalent to persons. So remember that Punjab and Haryana Court in 2020, Sukna Lake is in Chandigarh and it is a legal entity. Fine, all those are correct. In Andhra Pradesh, Dash is the real-time governance system that incorporates detailed disaster mitigation plans, integrates other real-time data, and shows this on a single pane of glass. That is Hitachi visualization suite. So keep that in mind. Hitachi, all these are standard IT companies. So Hitachi is what we have in Andhra Pradesh. Just keep in mind, you never know, they may ask also. So find out the main objective of the search and rescue team. Obviously, to rescue the survivors trapped under debris, with common knowledge, you can say, provide first aid, okay, hand over, recover, and dispose of the deceased. Listen to all sources of information. So we are talking about search and rescue. That means mostly disaster has already happened. So first three are okay. Okay, listen to all sources of information. I don't think search and rescue will not be in that. Fine. So Disaster Management Act was passed by the Parliament in 2005, which we have seen multiple times. 2005 Disaster Management Act. So the Home Minister acts as a chairperson of the NDMA. Okay, Union Home Minister acts as the chairperson. So we've already seen the Prime Minister acts as the chairperson of the NDMA. So this is wrong. The NDMA may have not more than 9 members, including vice chairman. We will see. Tenure of the members of NDMA shall be 5 years. Let us see NDMA not more than number of. So NDMA number of members. Let us see. Prime Minister is the chairman. We will say headed by Prime Minister and can have up to 9 other members. Okay. Chief Minister of the state, who is the chairperson, and no more than 8 members. Okay, for state it is chief minister and 8 members. For central it is prime minister and 9 members. The NDMA may have not more than 9 members, including vice chairman. Let us see. National Disaster Management Authority. Okay, Disaster Management Act of 2005. That is fine. So it is a statutory body. Okay, build safer, resilient. All that is fine. Organization structure. Prime Minister is the ex-officio chairperson. Cabinet Minister, okay, is the vice chairman. The NDMA Secretariat, headed by a secretary, is responsible for providing secretarial support. Along with this, NDMA has 8 ministers of state as its members. So, along with this, NDMA has 8 ministers of state as its members. So, how many it is becoming? 8 plus secretary, fine. 9 and 10. Apart from the prime minister, including the cabinet minister, there are 9. So the NDMA may have not more than 9 members, including vice chairman. So that is right, right? That statement is true. So this is true. Prime minister is the chairperson, and minister is the cabinet. The vice chairman is the cabinet minister, and along with that there are 8 others. So I would say 1, 3, and 4. 1, 3, and 4. Yeah, it is 1, 3, and 4. So no problem. Okay. So that is about disaster management. So we have completed disaster management. From tomorrow, we'll continue with natural resources.